Hey, welcome. In this lecture, we are going to be able to retrieve the current logged in vendor. But before then, what I simply did was to delete the vendor's collection. And I recommend you to do same. And over here, you can see we made the changes to the collection we have over here. And if we still do have that collection, it means each future vendor that is going to get created is going to have a different field before making this change. That is, the previous vendor is going to have something like this, and the new vendors is going to have something like this. And this is going to bring errors, right? So what I have to do, or what we have to do, is to delete that previous collection we had. And so the new vendors is going to have this fields and it's going to be all same. Great. And what we can also do is we can go to the authentication tab. You can see currently we do not have any vendor, and we can delete this account, delete, and I expect it to take us to the sign in screen. Okay, now we can just refresh this. You can see this is not really a stream builder to automatically know for the current update. So we just have to hot restart this. Okay, you can see really it is not really a stream builder to really know. I think I'm having some issues. Hot restart then. Wait for this. And currently we are not signed in, right? So I expect it to take us back to the the register. Okay. Okay, what I'm going to just do is go to this and vendor auth screen. Okay. Well, I'm going to restart this one more time, and also I'm going to delete those user delete account and delete account. Okay. Okay, great. And now we can create a new account. This is going to be vendor. Waiting. Vendor. Okay. Vendor at Gmail. Sorry, not a login, but create a new account. And vendor at gmail.com. And the password BEEJAYMAC. And the password BEEJAYMAC. And now we can click on register, and the account has been created, and yes, took us to the London screen. Great, great. And for now, the we just want to go to the register screen in order to be able to fill those details. And how to restart this? Sorry, not really register screen. Register screen is a widget within the Flutter Fire UI, and let's see what this is gonna do. And you can see it took us to this. Even though we don't have this screen created, it is a widget or it is a screen within the Flutter Fire UI. And we call this vendor registration page. And that was why I have to call it vendor registration screen, sorry. Because the register screen is a widget within the Flutter Fire UI. Okay, this is what we got now. And I can click on this to pick an image, and I'm doing this for the first time, and it's gonna take some time now, and hopefully I have some images over there. Okay. um okay, yeah, I do. Gonna pick this, and the business name is gonna be Mac Play Store, and the address, sorry, email address is gonna be vendor@gmail.com, and the phone number is gonna be this, and you choose country, it's gonna be Algeria, and the choose state is gonna be this, and the choose city is gonna be this, and task registered is gonna be yes, and task number is gonna be this, and I'm just gonna click on save now. And after it finishes, it's gonna stop this and it's gonna reset all these fields, including that of the image. Okay, I told you it's gonna work as expected. And in the future, we should be able to reset this also. And go to this and come to this, and you're gonna see a new user now. And over here also, we're gonna have a collection called vendors, and it's gonna have that new field. Great, really nice. You can see it over here. And now we want to be able to retrieve the current logged in vendor. To do this, we're going to be using a documentation for this. What you have to do now is to open a new tab and search for Flutter Fire. And you can see we have this firebase.flutter.dev, and click on this. The title is Flutter UI, Flutter Fire UI. And over here, we can first of all search for one-time read, and we have the future builder, and we also do have the stream builder. And one of the major differences between the future builder is the future builder will only read your data once. That means if you're making any changes to it, it's not going to get that change real time. That is, whenever the vendor chooses to approve the vendor, it's not going to take that change until the vendor has to refresh their screen. But unlike the stream builder, it's going to take the changes real time. That is, immediately the admin clicks on approve, it is automatically going to redirect, or it's going to take that changes and do whatsoever we want. So we're going to be using the stream builder in order to use live updates. You can see the stream builder as your one-to-one chat. Whenever you send a message to another user, that user is going to get that message real time. But unlike the future builder, you can see it as your Facebook post. You have to refresh in order to get new posts. Okay, seems good. And we're going to be using the stream builder because this is basically what we are expecting to get. And copy from this, Control C, and first of all, we want to change this back to the London screen. And like I said, we're going to be able to check if the user is approved or not. Okay, and we want to go back to the London screen. Okay, London screen now, and go to the London screen. You can find out what's on the screens, and what we can do is we can get rid of the center widget we have over here. Get rid of the center, and we can paste this within the body. Ctrl and B to make this wide. And I think we have to get rid of this. Okay, just gonna do this again. First of all, get rid of this we have and paste this because we already have that. And over in this to see what we are missing. Okay, we are missing one additional. We just needed to get rid of that semicolon. And now we have to import this. highlight and use Control and Dot in order to import the Cloud Firestore data, the Cloud Firestore package. And now we have to define this. Over here we can say final, and we can call this, basically what we want to do is to create a variable to point to where we want to retrieve data from. What we can easily just do is we can copy this, and paste this over here. But first of all, we can rename this to say vendors stream because we want to retrieve our vendors, and paste this over here. And this is not going to be users. We want to retrieve from the vendors. And also we're going to be doing some changes. We can get rid of this query snapshot. Query snapshot is basically referring to multiple data. That is, we want to get multiple item at same time from our database, but we do not want to get multiple data in same time. We just want to get the current logged in user. So this is not going to be query snapshot. We are getting just a single document. So this is going to be something known as document snapshot because we just want to get the current logged in document or the current logged in user. And also change this to document document snapshot. Okay. And now we can get rid of this, and we can just say it's going to be a type. It is a type of something known as collection reference. And get rid of this snapshot. This snapshot is basically means we want to get all our vendors, but we don't just want to get all our vendors, but we want to get the current logged in vendors. By doing this, it's going to retrieve all our vendors. So we do not want that. So get rid of this and this. Sorry, add this over there. And now we can go further by saying .doc. And in order to get access to the current logged in vendor, over here, we can create a final variable, and it's going to be a type of Firebase auth, and we can call this the score auth, and it's going to be equal to Firebase auth and dot instance. And over here, we can then say underscore auth and dot current user dot UID. And now we have to say dot snapshot to get the current logged in user. Seems cool, and hopefully you understand all this, but if you don't, please do well to let me know. And over here, you can see we are basically mapping over each data we have, and we have within the document. And remember, we already created that functionality over here. And what we have to do now is to delete this list view, delete it over here, and we first of all want to return we can just return a test first of all to test this. And sorry, test. And remember the need for this user model, this vendor user model, was because we want to be able to refer to this data we have over here within our app easily, right? So back to the landing screen, what we can then do is before this return, we can have access to that. First of all, we can just go ahead and specify it is a type of the vendor user model. Do not call this because if you call this, it's going to expect you to pass in all the values to that. So we can just call that upper one, and we can call this variable vendor user model, and now we can call the vendor user, not this, vendor user model this. Okay, we do not want to pass the value at this time. Then dot from snap. Seems good. And over here, we can then add this. And we want to say snapshot dot data. This will basically give us the data. Then dot data again. And over here, great. And now we can add a check over here and also make sure it is a map by saying as map and string and dynamic. That means any type of data. Seems good. Great. Looking really nice. And over here, we can easily just call this vendor user model, and you can see we have access to all these fields. And let's try for the name. And also we have to convert this to a string. Okay, save now and see what is going to happen. And okay, you can see Maclay store. Hooray, working. And hopefully you understand all this. You can basically watch it up to, you can basically go back to this lecture up to 4 times, 5 times in order for the codes to get used to you. And we can wrap this with a center widget. And also we can wrap this test widget with a column widget in order to have access to some additional widgets or a lot of additional widgets which are going to be displayed vertically. That is from top to the bottom. Okay, you can see now we have this. Remember when wrapping the column with a center widget, it's going to affect it horizontally. And that is what is basically happening over here. So what we can then say is within the column, we can then say main axis element dot center and force it to go to the center. And you're going to see it over here. Okay. Okay, and we can just stop here. Then the next lecture, we are finally going to display everything. Okay, guys.